Hello everyone, and welcome back to this Let's Play of Bloodborne. Thank you for joining me. I took a break last week to concentrate on some artwork, and didn't, and quite a bit of news dropped, and I'm not going to cover it in this video because I already did 2 dungeon crawl cast things in a row and didn't want to do a third without advancing the story first. So, when we last left off, the story, I did not read the Cosmic Eye Watcher badge, so let's take a look at that. I picked it up in the Upper Cathedral Ward. And Cosmic Eye Watcher badge. Badge of a member of the choir, elites of the Healing Church. The eye signifies the very cosmos. The choir stumbled upon an epiphany, very suddenly and quite by accident. Here we stand, feet planted in the earth, but might the cosmos be very near us, only just above our heads? Now, I love the design of this thing. I would definitely, at least display that. I don't quite think I'd wear it. Not my style. And that gave us, let's see. Rose Marinus, a special weapon used by the choir, high-ranking members of the Healing Church, sprays a cloud of sacred mist, created by using blood-imbued quicksilver bullets as a special medium. Arias are heard wherever sacred mist is seen, proving that the mist is a heavenly blessing. O fair maiden, why is it that you weep? This is much like the flame sprayer above it, except instead of shooting out flames, it shoots out arcane mist that does arcane damage. I don't remember if we went over the Logarius Wheel because we got a badge from Alfred, but this is what it says. Logarius Wheel. Weapon wielded by Myra Logarius' band of executioners, used to slaughter the vile bloods in Canehurst, bathed in pools of their blood and forever steeped in their ire. Transformed to release the power of the wheel and manifest their lingering rage in a show of utter brilliance. Another important thing to note that this added sedatives, which are going to come in handy tonight. Thankfully, I am full up. And back to Advent Plaza, where we had killed... Oh, my bad. There's something more first that we need to do before we advance. We got a little bit of cleanup here in the real world. Not quite Demon Souls PS5 remake loading fast, but still pretty quick. We had to go see the Vile Blood Queen. Offer her some blood dregs that we got from those NPC hunters.
Master, look! I've done it! I've done it! I've smashed, pounded, and grounded this rotten siren into fleshy pink pulp! There, you filthy monstrosity! What good's your immortality now? Try stirring up trouble in this sorry state! All mangled and twisted, with every inside on the outside for all the world to see! You, is it? Look at this. Thanks to you, I've done it. Well, isn't it wonderful? Now Master can be canonized as a true martyr. I've done it. I have. I've done it. I have.
So, Alfred there, gone a little crazy.
I've done it.
Doing exactly what he set out to do because I gave him that unopened summons. And this is what's left of the Queen. This immortal pulsing flesh that's just scattered about, crushed up by his wheel. She was not expecting this. Queenly flesh. Queenly flesh. What remains of Annalise, Blood Queen of Canehurst? This pinkish lump of flesh remains warm, as if cursed. All hail the undying Queen of Blood. So, yeah. It writhes eerily.
I've done it.
Nothing more from him. Alright, back to the dream. Can't cover much of anything now. But it doesn't end quite there. Get ready for some more From Software obtuseness. Now, Altar of Despair. Now, as far as I can tell or remember, they don't tell you how to do this. You just have to find it and come back here. Time flows in reverse for this scrap of flesh. But one other thing before we go. Back to Annalise's throne room. Oops. Back to Cathedral. Our next item is not too far. Old woman still gone. And, unfortunately, there she is. More sedatives. She, went out to, I don't know, potentially do something in order, and potentially bloodletting so that she can give us more sedatives, or she was killed by an enemy. Either way, yeah, we kind of, made her think that we were her child for a little while, and just went a little bit crazy there. In a very sad way. Not a scary one. Oh, right now we're gonna return to where we first met Alfred. All the way down here. And here Alfred is. Radiance. He's returned to the spot where we found him, and he has placed Mother Logarius' crown on this little altar he has. And he's committed suicide. You can see even in his death there, he seems very devout. I assume he just stabbed his stomach and was basically a harakiri minus the decapitation. And I find, as fucked up as his story is, it's still kind of sad. Mostly because he kind of had that one purpose for a living, and then after he accomplished it, he died, which is not totally unlike a lot of NPCs from the Dark Souls games, in which they going hollow and then accomplishing your goals and go hand in hand because they don't have much to live for. Don't want to explore that too thoroughly here, because it will it'd be something I'd like to cover more in depth in the future in Let's Plays of those games, however far away they may be. Alright, now we can go to Advent Plaza and continue on with the story. And the true goal of tonight's session. Now past the Advent Plaza and up into this large cathedral. We walk forward, and in this room we see a lot of these mummified corpses with these small cages on their heads. If you remember when we first came into Yarhar Ghul, there was one sitting around near the lamp, and then there's also another one in the chapel where we fought those NPCs and were abducted to originally, and there's a lot here. And then you have the main one in the middle. Inspect Mummy is not a prompt you see very often in video games. Somehow, surprisingly, I think it needs to be there more. And now we're on the lecture building, 2nd floor. Okay, nothing else in here. That's what I thought. And now, the lecture building of course is full of scholars, so best to have an elemental weapon with you. As being amorphous jelly blobs, they do not take a lot of damage from physical. And this Tonitrus mops them right up. Also introduced to a new variant. They actually vomit into those large pitchers there and then throw it at you. It can do quite a bit of damage because it seems to hit multiple times. Especially when multiple are throwing it at you. Let's see. I believe there's a note in here, maybe? Ah, yes. We were down there earlier. Or at least in one of the other rooms identical to it. That was basically just a shortcut to get back here and to avoid getting shot at. Though it's pretty easy to do so already. If we were to die. And something we haven't seen in a little while, a church giant. With a bit of a different attack style. Big fiery fist. I feel like this is a good enough circumstantial evidence to prove that these things are some sort of genetic project by Bergenworth. For whatever reason would it be here? If that were not the case. Let's go take care of those scholars before we head down that hatch. As you saw, that one was puking into his pitcher. Hooray for sedatives.
Oh, this cannot be. You cannot be. No, you didn't. Lord Amygdala? Oh, how did this come to pass? Now, wait just a moment. Do you think ill of me? Me? Indeed, I should think not. I shared with you a thing most secret. Now you're witness to a miracle, and all the stronger for it. You should appreciate it, if you've a grain of gratitude in you. Yes. Appreciate it. No matter. Such details are trifling. We're fast friends by now. Let this express what words cannot. Oh, doubt me not, sweet compeer. What is friendship but a chance encounter?
Well met. My apologies, but I feel a profound thought occurring on the good grace of a certain god and the way he meted out his love. Well met. My apologies. On the good grace of a certain god.
So, that is Bloodborne's version of Patches. Normally, he's not a big spider, or nightmare apostle as they're called in this. He was a student or scholar of Bergenworth who ascended into the current form you see. One more door before we leave. Alright, there's the note I was looking for. The nameless moon presence, beckoned by Lawrence and his associates, Pale Blood. Three third chords. Very small, but also very important. Now, when we went out the door on the first floor, we entered out into the nightmare frontier. We do so on the second. We step into the nightmare of Mensis. So, these places use dream logic, where things that shouldn't make sense just happen to do so. I love this little extra effect here. It's real easy to miss, but this hat's making it a little hard to zoom in. But you got sort of like a blood, seaweed, kelp kind of thing, grass coming out of the floor. It's very easy to miss. There's no particular importance, but it does help make the place look a little more ethereal. If the weird skull rocks and stuff were not enough of a tip, that is. And the way they're animated, like they're flowing upwards, really helps sell it. Or in Silver Beast, just like in the Nightmare Frontier. Problem is, these ones will drop parasites when they die. And fuck the parasites, as I say every time I see them. Yay, chunks. Take note of this dead body here. How it's got sort of bloody spears sticking out of it. And that building up there, how it has a enormous bright orange glow. And it does so whenever we are in its line of sight. There's a good reason for that. And of course those blood spears manifest because it is trying to induce frenzy on us. But much like the come on. Much like the encounter with Jura, we have cover to hide behind. Let's refill real quick. As well as make sure this lamp is set for a current one. Now, mensis, of course. It's not really hard to see the root words and whatnot, but is very much another word for menstruation. Another reason why the prevailing theory of blood vials being something that's based on that is so well accepted in lore circles. Oh. Okay, this is not going how I expected. Notice that they have a new technique now. They're infected with parasites. Oh dear. Oh boy. Oh well, forget them. Just go forward. This gamut is a little rough. And here's a lost child. There's a few of them around here. And if you know what you're doing, they're not too bad. Now their presence here, along with this massive cathedral structures, plus, as I noted before, the markings on their back make it appear as they've been whipped pretty heavily, leads me to believe that they are definitely some sort of slave race, potentially native to this realm.